you can buy bad, you can buy good. Where we bought, in less than 24 hours, all the units that were available were sold.
Sure.
That's why then the growth there was guaranteed. There's one we bought, the increase literally in about 3.5 years, almost 4 years. It increased by just about 500,000.
Five
This,
hundred
yeah,
thousand,
yeah,
like in terms
in
of
value.
value.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
The other thing is, how are you guaranteed that the property that you're going to buy
Yeah.
is going to increase in value?
Yeah, that was the second question. So we cannot give guarantees in terms of appreciation of the value of the property because each individual has to do their own due diligence with regards to that. There's a lot of people you will have to speak to property specialists. They
Okay,
would,
but you are already saying that the benefit already, which is there, the low-hanging fruit,
yeah,
is the clawing back on your
on
taxes.
the taxes.
So
Yes,
that's
that's the
also
first thing.
a rather benefit.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Then the increase in the value of your asset though is dependent on the location. So, property specialists will tell you location, location, location. Some people buy wrong. If you buy wrong, then you're gonna get a property that does not grow. Actually, I can give you an example. So
Yeah.
before I came to be located in Joburg to actually stay here, I was in PE. So with my wife, we actually looked for property at that time, and we were not sure of the places. But because of when I would come here, we wanted to make sure that we stay in the same place, in the same house. We went to, I don't want to mention the name of the place, but in Patchfield,
Yeah.
there's a development there that was starting. That was like before 2019. We're in 2025 now. Hey, and then we liked it because of it was petite and all of those things, and we just didn't even know their surrounding until one day we took a little bit of a drive around there.
Yeah.
Eesh, we discovered this place is just around shacks and all of those.
Sure, sure. I know someone who actually bought a property
Yeah,
which is now surrounded by shacks.
there
It's
we go.
now like and they were not from here, so it's not like completely, but the next door neighbor, the
Yeah,
next door is actually, it's a shack,
yeah.
and opposite their front entrance, there's another like thriving, shack community. When the guys are already down with electricity, they're not going anywhere.
It's a permanent establishment.
And they even have cars in there. They've
Oh,
got, it's they even have roads in there. Like they're not going anywhere.
there we go.
And for them, obviously now, selling. I'm just thinking, selling that property is going to be a mission, unless they can do something with Airbnb. I'm thinking, but
Chances are they gonna exactly that's to my point because even today actually they are still selling
mm,
almost 6 years later.
wow,
And where we actually bought, and this actually then gets to show people you can buy bad, you can buy good. Where we bought, in less than 24 hours, all the units that were available were sold.
sure.
That's why then the growth there was guaranteed.
Okay, tell me about that. Because I saw you made another video
Yeah.
whereby you're talking about how you can actually buy a property and the value increases.
Yeah.
Which property have you, whereby you have sold it, or have you where the value has increased?
Yeah.
Um, by what degree?
You are.
What's the highest? Is it
So I was,
200%, 100%?
we wouldn't say so. I was actually saying because of telling someone.
Uh-huh.
So, and this was on the first. This was the first. We bought the first phase in the development. Then, when they did the second and the last phase,
So when was that when you bought the first phase?
2021.
So was that like with lockdown?
Yeah, yeah. No, just after lockdown. So
Uh-huh.
we bought whilst we were. It was during actually COVID. So we were about to get out of COVID, but then that development had already been earmarked before COVID. And I know that during the COVID time, there was a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people then, and the prices then were not so steep. But then I think for the area in which we were buying it, because we were buying an area there more than anything, because of for the size and everything, that was not the biggest thing. But it was actually understanding the location. So we bought during that time around about 2.1. When we looked now, that's maybe about 3-4 months ago, it was for the same units, it was about 2.69. That's about already 500,000 rands increase.
Okay. So you bought the property for 2.1?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then now they're about 2.69, which is
Do you
about
still have the
2.7.
property?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's the one we're renting out now. So you actually then look at that, and that's actually some significant increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a short space of time. Then it tells you as time goes as well. So you then get to always keep your ears and your eyes open.
So
with
what do you
regards to-
look at? What do you look at? For example, when you're buying right.
Amenities. Is it within is it in a place where it's easy to get to places, malls, hospitals, police stations, schools, um, your infrastructure around? Well, I mean, we've got we've got the racetrack not so far from where we are. We've got Mall of Africa. You've got quite a number of things that we are next to the shopping complex that's also buzzing, Kailamikon.
Okay.
So literally, you get out of the complex, you get into Kailamikon. So all of those things, they matter. You've got your KFC and Nando's and McDonald's right here, right in front of. So it's actually within a space where you don't have to travel in order for you to access amenities.
Awesome, 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 awesome. So it's best you look at all those things.
Sure.
Awesome, man. And all right, cool stuff. So I know I want to talk about how specifically, you add on, properties and building a portfolio. That's going to be another video.
Yeah,
We're
good.
talking about building a property portfolio, right? That's what we're talking about. So, bro, tell me, man, how many properties are in your portfolio right now?
There's 6 now.
There are 6
Yeah,
properties.
and I must mention, by the way, because this is something I forgot.
Uh-huh.
So we do have land as well, but we don't normally count it when we talk about this. But that's a conversation for another day.
Awesome, man. So tell me, brother, how do you basically build a property portfolio? Or maybe you can just tell us what was your journey in terms of, building a property portfolio. When did you even get awareness of this word called a portfolio?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah,
property we know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So Jesus we know. So when did you get to know this other word, right? Portfolio.
Yeah.
And say, okay, there's something called a property portfolio.
Yeah. Thanks for that question.